Welcome back. In this video we're going to look at multiplying positive integers. So there's your positive integers. Fantastic. Let's check it out. You would have seen there's sort of two ways to multiply. If you're multiplying by a single digit number, just one digit, then what you need to do is just use short multiplication. Okay. If you're multiplying by a big number like 721 or something more than one digit, you need to use long multiplication. Let's give a question a go. Let's have a look at 42 times by 3. Let's check it out. So again, all the units must be in the right columns and the tens must be in the right column. And we're just multiplying by one digit, so we're just doing short multiplication. What we're going to do is we're going to multiply each of these by 3. So we're going to start with 2 and then do 4. So firstly, 2 times 3 is 6. And we're talking about units here. We're multiplying this units column 2 by 3. So there's going to be 6 in the units column. How many are going to be in the tens column? We're going to have 4 times 3. So we're going to have 12 in the tens column. So we're going to write 12 in the tens column. But of course, because we're writing 12 in the tens column, that one spills over into the hundreds column. And so we end up with 126. Hope that makes sense. Let's try something a bit bigger. 42 times by 8. Let's do it. 2 times 8 is 16. What happens to that 1? The 1 goes here. The 6 comes down here, so 16, because remember that 1 spills over into the tens column. 2 times 8, 16. And so then we go 4 times 8 in the tens column. So that's 4 times 8 is 32. So there's going to be 32 in the tens column, but don't forget we've got this extra 1 in the tens column. So it needs to be 4 times 8 is 32 plus 1 is 33. And so 42 times 8 is 336. Hope that makes sense. Let's go, I'll do one more short and then we'll do a long one. So let's do 639 times by 9. Let's do that. Seems like it might be a bit more complicated. Let's have a look. Short multiplication, 9 times 9, 81. 3 times 9 is 27, but remember we need to add the 8. 27 plus 8 is 35, so we write the 3 here, 35. Hundreds column, 6 times 9 is 54, 54 plus 3 is 57, so we write 57 in there. So 639 times 9 is 5,751. Okay, come and see me in class if that's an issue. Let's have a look at long multiplication. Long multiplication, when we've got numbers more than one digit that we're multiplying by. Okay, so let's have a look at it. What we need to do in this is to take care of what happens when it gets multiplied by 1 in the tens column, and then what happens when it gets multiplied by the 2. They're very different situations because this one is in the units column, this one is in the tens column. So let's do it. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay, and so what we've effectively done there is just done this part of the sum. We've done 83 times 1, and that's the answer that you get there. What comes next is what happens when we multiply 83 by 20. That's what's left over. 83 by 20, because that 2 is in the tens column. So that's what we're taking care of next. Because we're timesing it by 20, not just 2, we need to add a 0 here. And effectively, when you're using long multiplication, every time you go down a row, in other words, every additional digit you have here, you need to add 1 0 every time you go down a step. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got the 0 there. Now we start. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16, and so we write it like that. So that's what we've effectively done. We've times 83 by 1, and we got this. Now we're timesing 83 by 20. That is 20 there. That 2 represents 20 because it's in the tens column, and that's what we got there. Now that we've got that, we need to add those two together to get the grand total. 3 plus 0 is 3. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 plus 6 is 7, and 1 on its own. The answer is 1743, or 1743. Okay, I'll just do one. Let's do a bad boy. Let's do 92 times by 300 and I don't know, 65. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do that one. Okay. Because we're timesing by 3 digits, how many rows would you expect to be here? There's going to be 3 rows. The first one's not going to have any zeros. The second one's going to have 1 0. The third row is going to have 2 zeros. So let's do it. Here we go. 2 times 5 is 10. 9 times 5 is 45, plus this one is 46. Alright, that's the 5 column done. Okay, so we've done that. Let's go to this 6 now. Now we're going to multiply 92 by 6, but it's not 6, is it? It's 60. So because it's the second row down, we put a 0 here. Don't get fooled by this 0, that came about because 2 times 5. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's multiply by 6. 2 times 6 is 12, so put a 1 there and a 2, not to remember the 1. 2 times 6, and then we go 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54, plus this 1 is 55. That's the second row. So now we've multiplied by that 6. Now it's time for the 3. Now that's not 3, is it? And it's not 30, it's 300. And so we need to add 2 zeros to all the operations that we're about to do. 2 times 3 is 6. 9 times 3 is 27, and so we write 27 like that. And there we go. So to reiterate, what we've got, this top line is 92 times 5. This second row is 92 times 60. The bottom row is 92 times 300. So they're the 3 rows we have, so we need to now add all of those up together to get our grand total. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0, that's easy. 6 plus 2 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 15, so we go 1 here, 5 there. 5 plus 7, that's 12, 13, put a little 1 here, 13, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So our grand total, 33,580. I hope that helps. Long multiplication is tricky. If you can get it right, it'll really help you. If not, we've always got the calculator to give you a hand. Okay, see you in the next video.